What's going on, guys? I am With the Moose, and today I have my question and answer video for you guys for 9,000 subscribers. Like I said, it was going to be over some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay, and that's exactly what I got for you today. I got a couple games for you guys, and I think the questions are pretty solid. I didn't pick every single question. I don't have time, for every single one, but I'll definitely try to answer those on the original video if I can, and hopefully you guys do enjoy the ones that I answer in the video. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first question is from Hunter, and that would be, which Madden got you started, and also what do you like about making YouTube videos? So I would say the first Madden that got me started was around Madden 2004 or Madden 04, whatever you want to call it. If you're talking mutt, I'm thinking mutt 25. I played a little bit of mutt 13, but really mutt 25 is when I got into it. And then what I like about making YouTube videos is I like seeing how viewers react to different videos that I make, either, a poll that I had or an interesting idea that I had, like the top 5 series I'm doing right now for mutt 16, stuff like that. And I also like interacting with viewers through question and answer sessions like this, or, just through the comment section. I really do like that. So that's pretty much what I like about, making YouTube videos the most, at least. The next question's from Anthony, and he asks, are you as calm as you are in your videos when you play mutt not commentating? And I would say definitely no. It depends on what I'm doing in mutt, of course. If I'm playing solo challenges, I'm pretty relaxed. I'm either talking with a friend, listening to some music, maybe watching YouTube videos, stuff like that. Really low key when I'm playing solos and loading the auction house and stuff like that. But when I'm playing head to head, especially this season, it gets pretty intense, and I get very frustrated, not gonna lie, especially during Mutt Master. Got really annoyed during that, but overall I'd say no, I'm not as calm as I am when I'm playing mutt and not commentating. But in real life, I tend to be pretty calm, and I try to keep it low key. Next up, we got Lucas, who asks, when are you doing a face cam? And all I'm gonna say about that is that I think I'm gonna do a face cam around another milestone that should come up pretty soon. I'll leave it at that. You guys can try to figure out what I mean by that and try to get me to that milestone if you guys do figure it out, but I'll leave it at that. That's when I'll likely be doing a first face cam. Moving on, we got the Missing Link 95. He asks, what is your favorite card to play with in mutt 15 besides Romo, of course, and what are you looking forward to most in Madden 16? And he gave me a few options as well. I would say that my favorite card in mutt 15 was probably the Super Bowl autogram, the 98 overall. I used it for a long time, running the read option and whatnot. Great card, really enjoyed that one. It was hard to pick that one, not gonna lie, but I think autogram fits that for me. And then what am I looking forward to in Madden 16? I think in general, any new Madden, I'm looking forward to restarting my mutt team. I really enjoy building it up in the first couple months when Team of the Weeks, Football Outsiders, there's content every single day of the week. I really enjoy that stuff. And then I also think the Draft Champions mode is going to be a ton of fun, and I really am looking forward to that. So those are my two things I'm looking forward to in mutt 16 the most. The next question is from Caisson. Hopefully I said that right. And he asked, what is your favorite pack in Madden? And I would say, I broke this down between Madden 25 and Madden 15, the two Ultimate Team modes I played the most. I would say in Madden 25, it would definitely be Legend packs. Really enjoyed those. Thought they gave you a pretty good value for what you were paying. And then in Madden 15, I would say Game Changer packs. I really do like seeing, like 10 golds pop up on the screen. Hopefully it's, 10 elites, but I think Game Changer packs in Madden 15 and then Legend packs in mutt 25. Iowa Gamer asked the next question. He asked, what's your favorite NFL player and mutt card? Mutt card pretty much already answered with the 98 autogram, but NFL player, I would have to say either Dez Bryant or Tony Romo. Of course, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I tend to like, Cowboys more than other players. If I were to pick a non-Cowboy, I'd probably pick Demaryius Thomas. I think he's, for some reason, I really like his game, and I definitely like Demaryius Thomas. But I'd say Dez Bryant, Tony Romo, and Demaryius Thomas, my top 3 NFL players, I guess. A similar question comes from Gabe this time, and he says, what sport do you like the most, and in that sport, who is your favorite player? I would say my favorite sport, my first love, if you will, is baseball. It just has to be. I watch baseball almost every single night. I'm a huge Red Sox fan, if you guys didn't know, and I really do enjoy watching them play, even though they've been pretty terrible this season. We're not going to get into that, though. But I would say my favorite player either is David Ortiz or Dustin Pedroia. I love David Ortiz so much for what he's done for the Red Sox, and Dustin Pedroia seems to be carrying that on now, so I'd say one of those two guys is my favorite player. Next question asks, who is my favorite Ultimate Legend so far in mutt 15, I guess. So I had a little bit of a difficulty with this question because I haven't really used a ton of the Ultimate Team players. I've been more focused on other things at this point in the game, but I would say it's got to be Michael Vick. just because using him when, you know, he was so dominant in Madden in like 04, 05, 06, like around then, he was just fantastic, and it brings back memories. And then also, I think he fits the bill of being an ultimate team player, if you know what I mean. You know, he's definitely one of the best Madden players of all time, Madden, you know, football players, I guess. So I would say Michael Vick's probably my favorite Ultimate Legend, because I think, you know, he fits the term ultimate team better than, you know, almost anyone could. For this question, Noah asked, who's your favorite YouTuber, Madden commentator, or otherwise? And I would have to say that it's got to be Xbox Ahoy. I think he just goes by Ahoy now. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of him, but he used to do a lot of Call of Duty, kind of like in-depth stuff, really breaking down how a weapon works and stuff like that. And now he's focused on more, you know, broad content that's really visually appealing. He does a fantastic job, just a crazy job. I'll link his channel in the description below if you guys want to check him out. And he takes a lot of time in his videos. They're really well done, and I really do enjoy him. I'd say that's probably my favorite YouTuber, just because whenever he puts out a video, I always click it first. I never even think to click anything else. Always got to click on Xbox Ahoy's videos. This is a question I was sure that was going to come up, and Kaylee asks, you know, how did you get your YouTube name? So I'm going to go into it. It all comes back to Family Guy and Stewie's catchphrase, you know, what the deuce. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Family Guy, but that's what he says probably almost every single episode. Maybe not that often, but he does say it pretty often. And in high school and maybe late middle school, we always like joked around about the saying and try to make up, you know, not make up words, but, you know, say words that rhymed with deuce, like, you know, moose, goose, juice, you know, a ton of other ones. You can think of a million if you want to. And we always used to say that kind of stuff just like randomly because we thought it was funny. And one day I just changed my gamer tag on Xbox 360 to What the Moose, and somehow it stuck and people started calling me it. So I ran with it, and that's pretty much how it came to be. It's not really anything grand. It's kind of just this, you know, dumb, you know, 14-year-old, 15-year-old thing that I made up, and it stuck. So here we are. This question right here from Colin is very, very good. It has two parts. First one is when and why did you get started on YouTube? I always thought that I could, you know, do what other Call of Duty YouTubers did. I really watched a ton of Call of Duty content, probably through, you know, Modern Warfare 2, you know, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 1, and so on, you know, all those games. I really thought I could do what those guys did. So in Black Ops 2, I started around 2 years ago from, you know, this point now. I started in the summer. And I was doing Call of Duty content, never really got a lot of success, I would say. I think I had around 500 to 750 subscribers, which isn't terrible, but it took really, you know, a really long time, and I was doing some good work. I thought, you know, I was putting a lot of work in, a lot of effort, but it wasn't really paying off too much. I started doing mutt content in January of Madden 25, which would be January 2014, about a year and a half ago or so, and I found some success pretty much right away, and then obviously got a few different, you know, videos that had a lot of views. I'll talk about a couple of those later on, so I don't want to spoil them. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got started on YouTube. As for his second question, he said, will you do other videos of other games on this channel other than sports games? And I would say I probably won't upload often, you know, non-sports games like Call of Duty or whatever, but the ultimate goal for me, and this is probably a long ways down the road, not gonna lie, but is to create a second channel for Let's Plays where I can upload, you know, 3 or 4 different videos of different games, you know, every single day. That's the main goal. It's gonna be very difficult to do, don't get me wrong. But I think, you know, now, if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments down below, of course. I could upload, like, you know, 1 video a week, maybe 1 video a month, maybe 1 video every 2 weeks, something like that, where I'm just talking about a certain topic. You know, doesn't have to be, you know, mutt related or even video game related. Could be anything over, you know, some Call of Duty gameplay or some other game. But let me know if you guys would want to see that. But that's something I can do now, and hopefully in the future I can create, you know, a second channel where I really have, you know, a lot of time to dedicate towards, you know, a lot of videos, you know, every single day. Getting a pretty deep question right here from Brady, and he asks, how do you feel about Iran's development of nuclear technology? And I'm not gonna lie, of course nobody wants, you know, almost anyone to have a nuclear bomb, but if you're talking about nuclear technology, you have a few different things. You could have, you know, nuclear energy, which could be pretty good, could be a little bit dangerous to the environment, but overall could be, you know, an economic a good thing for the economy, I should say. So who knows? I don't want them to get a nuclear bomb, of course, but I don't want to, go to war with them for, not really that good of a reason. Saying that they might be getting a nuclear bomb really isn't that good of a reason to me. I think, you want to use diplomacy to try to make sure that you don't really, have innocent people die when there really isn't a huge reason to do so. So I think, of course you don't want them to get a nuclear bomb, and if you have reason to believe that they're making a bomb, then you can, go after them. But I think in general you should use diplomacy and try to make sure that nobody dies if they don't need to. This next question, or many questions I should say, comes from Harrison. First off, he asked what was my first system. I would have to say I was a PlayStation 2. I guess you could call it a Game Boy if you wanted to count, handheld systems, but PlayStation 2 was my first console. What was your favorite game ever? That's got to either be Black Ops 2, Call of Duty, of course, or Borderlands 2. Both of them I played, an extensive amount of time, probably way too much time, but I really enjoyed those. He asked, are you excited for the draft mode in Madden 16? Definitely, I mentioned that earlier. How old are you? I'm actually 19 years old, almost 20, turning that in September. Who's your favorite football player? Already answered that with Tony Romo or Des Bryant. What do you think about his attitude? I think he's a great team player, ultra competitive. So sometimes that gets the best of him, and he, takes it out, on his teammates and stuff like that when he really shouldn't be. And I think he knows better. It's just, he's very, very competitive, and when he doesn't get, victories, I guess, or doesn't, things don't go his way, he gets a little temperamental. So hopefully he can control that when he's on the field. But I think in general, he has a pretty good attitude towards the game. Then he asks, how long do you think Tom Brady and Greg Hardy should be suspended? I think Tom Brady, four games seems correct to me. He did cheat, as far as most people can tell. Of course, if you're a Patriots fan, you'll probably disagree with me. But I think if you took a pretty, basic look at it, you'd see that Tom Brady did definitely, do something wrong in that situation. And then for Greg Hardy, what he did was absolutely, terrible. I'm not going to make any excuses for him for that, but I think he already sat out the entirety of the 2014 season. I think he played in the season opener, so I guess he sat out 15 games, if you will. And I am biased, I'm not going to lie. He's on my favorite team now, the Cowboys, but I don't see how the NFL can suspend him again, to be completely honest. I think it's kind of like double jeopardy. You already pretty much suspended him for the entirety of last season. He was on the commissioner's exempt list, which is essentially being suspended. And I think a fair suspension, if he hadn't sat out 2014, would be about 10 games like what he got now. But I definitely think the suspension should be reduced, and honestly, I don't really see how he should be suspended at all this season. But generally, I do think getting Greg Hardy is a good thing. Next question comes from Manuel. He asks, how to make coins and what is your favorite Madden card of all time? I would say the best ways to make coins, if you don't have any money and you don't want to spend any money on the game, you got to play a ton of games, ton of solos is what I would say. Stay away from online for now. Just play a ton of solos. Try to work the auction house if you can, but solos are the way to go. And then if you have money, if you want to spend money, and this is obviously if you have, the disposable income for it, spending money on packs is easily the best way to get coins. I don't think that can be disputed at all. That doesn't mean I'm advocating for you to spend money. It's only if you feel like this is a big enough hobby for you that you think spending money would enhance your experience in the game. That's the only way I would advocate for that. But I do think it's a great way to make coins. And then my favorite mutt card of all time has got to be 98 overall Thurman Thomas. If you guys have been with me since Madden 25, I used that Thurman Thomas forever. Pretty much since I pulled him, in December of that game. I used him throughout the entire season, and I really did enjoy that card. Next question comes from Hudson, and he asks, what's your favorite NBA team? And then, even though I'm a Cowboys fan, who is my favorite Pittsburgh Steeler of all time? So my favorite NBA team is actually the Charlotte Hornets. They definitely had a down year this year. Hopefully they can, pick it up. They just traded Lance Stevenson, so hopefully it changes around and, creates a better culture in that locker room. And then, who is my favorite Steeler of all time? I had a tough one with this one, but I would say it would have to be Jerome Bettis, the bus. The nickname is awesome, and, just his play style, the bruising back play style is really cool to me. So it'd have to be Jerome Bettis. Next question, Anthony asks, what games will you be getting besides Madden 16? And the 3 that I'm almost certainly getting would have to be NBA Live 16. Absolutely getting that for sure. It looks fantastic. And if you guys doubt me, then definitely check it out. It's really been on fire for E3. I'm almost certainly going to get Black Ops 3. I love Call of Duty, not going to lie. It's, the original game that got me on YouTube, so I'm going to say that Black Ops 3 I'll almost certainly get. And then Star Wars Battlefront looks like a tremendous game, and I loved playing Battlefront 2 on PS2 and stuff like that, so I'm definitely going to be getting Battlefront when that comes out. So those are the 3 games that I'll definitely be getting. Who knows, how much I'll upload of each 3. Hopefully I'll upload a lot of NBA Live and maybe a little bit of Black Ops 3, and who knows, maybe some Battlefront 2. Another great question here. Muttmaster asks, are you a Republican or Democrat? And the answer to this is neither, to be honest. I would say that I am actually pretty, politically involved, if you will, but I don't really like to identify with either party. If I had to pick one, it would probably be the Democratic Party, but I don't really like how, the parties really control the entire process. I wish, it was more spread out over many different groups than just 2, and I am pretty liberal, so like I said, I'd probably support the Democrats in most elections, but generally that's more of a practical thing than, because I love the Democratic Party. In this next question, Andrew asks, what's your real life situation outside of YouTube? And I think that would be best summarized by saying that I'm a full-time college student. Of course, right now I'm, off for the summer. That's why I've been uploading a ton. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed that. But full-time college student studying accounting. It's something that, I kind of grew up with. I've always been a math guy, and that's what I'm studying in college, and that's pretty much what I'm doing. The Indo Smith asks, what's your best pull you ever got on Madden? And I'm going to say this is any Madden this year, Madden 15. I honestly don't even know. It'd probably be my limited edition gift during Ultimate Freeze 2.0, which ended up being Jack Lambert. But for Madden 25 and, all Maddens in general, I would say, it'd have to be Ultimate Legend Randy Moss. At the time, I guess I'd compare it to playing a 24-hour boss in Madden 15, but it's even better. If you guys didn't play Madden 25, you don't even know. This Randy Moss went for like 5 million coins the day it came out. I'm almost positive I was the first one to pull it, on any console. I know I was the first one to upload it, that's for sure. I pulled it the day of, so that was really cool, and it helped my channel a ton, and it was an awesome card too, so that's got to be my best pull I've ever had. This next question was a doozy, and it was from Maxwell. He asked, if you had to choose between these 2 girls to be your girlfriend, who would you take? And it's either Mila Khalifa, obviously the porn star if you guys don't know, and Mila Kunis, of course, the actress, and actually, plays Meg in Family Guy. It's kind of funny. And the way I justified this is I said Mila Kunis. They're both very good looking, very attractive, of course. But I said Mila Kunis because, her line of work, being an actress, I would say is a little bit more culturally acceptable. I don't really care that Mia Khalifa is, a porn star. I'd still date her, of course, but I would say Mila Kunis just because, being an actress is a little bit more accepted than being, a porn star. So I'd say Mila Kunis for that one. DMW is Beast asks, do you think Mutt 16 will be better than Mutt 15? And he also asked for my early Super Bowl predictions. So starting off with the Mutt 16 versus Mutt 15 thing, of course we got to wait and see until we get some actual gameplay of it, but I do think it will be better. I'll be starting a wishlist series soon where you'll see my thoughts on Mutt 15 as a whole, but as a little preview, I do generally think that Mutt 15 was a good mode. Of course, there's issues that need to be addressed, and I'll obviously talk about those in the wishlist videos. But I do think there's a general trend of Mutt being a better mode every year, and it improves on some things. Sometimes it goes back on other things, but I do think Mutt 16 will be better than Mutt 15. And as for my early Super Bowl prediction, I think I'm gonna go with the Packers against the Colts. Now, this is a little bit of a tough one. Of course, there's good teams in both conferences, and of course I want the Cowboys to be there and not the Packers, but I do think the Packers versus the Colts, and I think the Packers are going to take that. I think Aaron Rodgers having the veteran QB experience over Andrew Luck, who's more of a a newer quarterback, I guess. I think Aaron Rodgers will have that advantage, and the Packers will win the Super Bowl in my early Super Bowl predictions, very, very early Super Bowl predictions. For this question, Compare Sway asks, will this be the last question of the Q&A? And I'll let you guys decide. Alright guys, that'll do it for the Q&A. That was a lot of fun. I really did enjoy going through all your questions and you know, answering them in this video. I thought that was a lot of fun to do, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I know it was a long video. Hopefully you guys stuck around for the entire thing. If you did, major props to you guys, and you know, hit the like button for more content like this, and definitely let me know if you want me to do more commentaries where it's more laid back, maybe over some Call of Duty gameplay, talking about some random stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see that stuff. But thanks again for 9,000 subscribers. Hopefully you enjoyed this Q&A, and I'll see you guys later.